For centuries, we called ourselves the masters of this world. We built monuments of steel and glass, reaching for the stars while forgetting the ground beneath our feet. We saw nature not as our cradle, but as a resource to be conquered, a wild thing to be tamed. We took and we took, believing our dominion was absolute, our power infinite. We were wrong. We thought we were shaping the world, but we were only breaking it. And in our arrogance, we ignited a fire we could not control. We woke the sleeping giant, the very spirit of the earth we had so long ignored. The first signs were subtle: a silence in the forests where birdsong once echoed, a stillness in the oceans where life once teemed. We dismissed them as anomalies, inconvenient truths in our relentless march of progress. Then the whispers turned to roars. The planet began to push back. It started not with a declaration, but with a gaze, a look of profound, ancient sorrow in the eyes of a creature we had cornered. And in that moment, the lines were drawn. The Great War, the war against our own mother, had begun. They came from the deep woods and the soaring mountains, from the sun-scorched savannas and the frozen tundras. The lions, their manes like crowns of fire, led the charge, their roars shaking the very foundations of our cities. Elephants, the gentle giants we had once revered, became living battering rams, their tusks piercing through the armor of our arrogance. They moved not with malice, but with a purpose forged in millennia of survival, a righteous fury for a world pushed to the brink. We met them with the cold logic of our machines. Tanks rolled through ancient forests, their treads crushing 1,000 years of life with every turn. Fighter jets screamed across the sky, their shadows falling like vultures over stampeding herds. Drones, our silent, unblinking eyes, hunted from above, delivering fire and steel upon the flesh and bone of the wild. Our rifles spat death, each bullet a testament to our fear, our desperate attempt to maintain an order that was already crumbling. The battlefields were a canvas of chaos and tragedy. In the skeletal remains of our cities, wolves darted through rubble, their howls a mournful song for their lost packs. They were ghosts in the concrete canyons, their primal intelligence outmaneuvering our rigid tactics. Guerrillas, with a strength that mirrored our own forgotten origins, stood their ground against waves of soldiers, their chests beating a defiant rhythm against the staccato of gunfire. It was a clash of two worlds, the cold, calculated precision of technology against the raw, untamable power of nature. The world burned. Forests that had stood since the dawn of time became infernos, the smoke a dark shroud blotting out the sun. Rivers ran red, not with clay, but with the lifeblood of both human and animal. We watched our world unravel, the beautiful, intricate tapestry of life tearing apart at the seams. Each victory felt like a loss, each fallen animal a mirror to our own impending doom. The devastation was absolute, a monument to our own self-destruction. In the heat of battle, amidst the screams and the explosions, something began to shift within us. A soldier, his face smeared with soot and grime, lowered his rifle as he looked into the eyes of a wounded lioness. He saw not a monster, but a mother protecting her cubs. He saw not an enemy, but a reflection of his own will to survive, to protect what he loved. In that shared gaze, the entire war became an absurdity, a profound, heartbreaking mistake. We were not fighting an alien invader. We were fighting the very source of our existence. We saw it in the young pilot who, flying high above a burning savanna, watched a lone elephant stand guard over its fallen kin. In that moment of quiet dignity, he didn't see a target. He saw a family. He saw grief. He saw a spirit as profound and as deep as any he had ever known. The cold steel of his cockpit felt like a cage, separating him from a truth he could no longer deny. We were the invaders. We were the destroyers. The tragedy was not that they fought back. The tragedy was that we forced them to. They fought with the courage of the cornered, the fury of the betrayed. They were the planet's immune system, rising up to fight the infection that was us. And as we stood on the precipice of our self-made apocalypse, we finally understood. We were not at war with animals. We were at war with ourselves. We had built our world on the illusion of separation, believing that we could thrive while the rest of life withered. We were fools. Our lungs craved the oxygen the forests provide. Our bodies are sustained by the life that springs from the soil and the seas. We are not apart from nature. We are a part of it. A single, breathing, interconnected whole. To wage war on nature is to wage war on our own soul. Now, a quiet falls over the scarred landscapes. The sounds of battle have faded, replaced by the wind whistling through shattered skyscrapers and the mournful cries of those who remain. We look at our hands, the same hands that built the weapons of destruction, and we wonder if they can learn to build again. Can they learn to heal? Can they learn to plant a seed, to mend a wound, to offer peace instead of conflict? The path forward is shrouded in mist. The world we knew is gone forever, lost to the echoes of our own folly. But in the ruins, a flicker of hope remains. Perhaps this devastating war was not the end, but a violent, agonizing birth. The birth of a new understanding, a new consciousness. The realization that our survival is not tied to our dominance, but to our humility. It is tied to our ability to see the world not as a kingdom to be ruled, but as a family to which we belong. We look to the horizon, where the smoke of our war still stains the sky. We do not know if we will be forgiven. We do not know if we can ever restore the balance we so carelessly shattered. But we know we must try. For in the eyes of the creatures who share this wounded planet, we see a final, silent question. After all this, have you learned anything at all? The answer to that question will define our future, or determine if we even have one. The war is over. The fight for survival has just begun.